Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Yes, it is me, Daddy Dragon, otherwise known as Graham Moore, the leader of the English Constitution Party and the chairman of, or president, whatever you want to describe me as the English Constitution Society. So everyone out there, remember you've got the EnglishConstitutionParty.com. Go and have a look at the new website design and tell me what you think. You can see it on an iPhone or you can see it anywhere else, basically. And it comes up on all platforms. It looks lovely. Again, I asked for help and someone has stepped forward, Steve, and said, I'll help you, I'll do it all. And he is actually doing all that. And again, on the other side, we've got the English Constitution Society. .co.uk, and I think .com should be pointing at it now, and it's a slightly different design because it's educational, not political. Not the actual party is political, because technically we're not. We're a brand, and the brand is England, and the manifesto of the English Constitution Party are your constitutional rights and your common law rights. So that's what we stand for. There are no whips, etc. Again, Fussell Films is out there, who've done a fantastic intro to tonight's show, which I'm really pleased about. And I've also, I think, uploaded that onto Twitter so people can go and see it. Changed my picture. I've missed the 8 p.m. show. Glad DD fixed the internet issues. What 8 p.m. show? This is 8 p.m. Fixed. Listen, to fix the internet issues, I'm now back in not so sunny England. Windy, raining, wet, 15 degrees outside. Where Portugal was a sunny 29 degrees. So there you go. I used to think they weren't poisoning our food to make us sick, but this changed everything. Let me have a quick look at this. John Aspinall, what makes you think it was planned? I so want to join DD, but the oligarch over here have seized my entire funding and can't move. Hi DD and Patriots. Adverts going on and on. Can you tell me, give me a 5x5 if you're seeing and hearing me. Keith Hyde, I can see you're there. Give us a shout out if you can see us. And then I just want to make sure everyone understands what is currently going on. I'm trying to think where I just sent that. I just sent it to someone who needed an extra copy or a different copy. So the news, hopefully, this week. So tonight I'll be doing a quick... we'll probably do slightly less than an hour, and then after this show I've got an interview with Chris from LSB Studio Productions or LSB Productions. Tomorrow night Mark Atwood, sometime this week Sean Atwood, hopefully Nick Buckley, Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to have a chat through some things. Sonia Poulton Friday. There was someone else Friday as well, and I can't think who it was. But I have tried to put them all in my diary. You're the people getting that out there. You're the ones emailing. If you need all the email addresses for people to email, please contact Juicy and Lucy, because they've got a big email list of all the people you can be emailing and speaking to. Grasshopper! Here, Grasshopper! Something weird happened, right? I've come back. Through my letterbox, I've got a registered post post parcel. I've opened it up, and you've joined, and it's all your joining stuff. And for some reason, so what they're saying is, it wasn't picked up at the post office or by you, so they've sent it back to my address. How they found my address, I don't know. Apart from it being all over the internet. I do like Sonia Poulton. well, she seems quite happy to have me back on. And again, it's you doing all the, it's you emailing, right? So whoever you like watching, right? And you want me on there talking about this, talking about the English Constitution, talking about our rights and who we are as England, right? Email them, right? Go on to, if they're on YouTube, if they're on whatever channels they're on, or whatever they're doing, go on there, click on it. Normally on the About Us, it says click this button to make sure you're human. You click on the button, it gives you an email address. Send them an email address. So again, thank you to everyone for assisting. Paul Sefton, hello Tracy. I was going to pop out and have a beer with you over the weekend, but I didn't have enough time in the end. And I was knackered last night. I can't remember what time I went to bed last night. It was early long. I think it was about 9 o'clock. It was still light out, and put it that way. And I ended up getting some sleep in the end. And then I'll come home by train. So there are some things I'm going to be talking about. The first thing I'm going to obviously talk about is, just to make sure you're all aware, that the High Court have now sent out. Do you remember when I said there was a process and I'd done something else and I put another application in? It cost us 313 quid. Or me, 313 quid, but I'm hoping to get it all back from you or from them. And the basis of it is we then put pressure on them to say we want the hearing. And now they have set the hearing date to decide when the trial will be on the 13th of June at 10:30 in the High Court in London. So I've got to go up there. Hopefully the others, well, the High Court have sent all of these bits of paperwork out to the different people. I've also emailed the particular party, so it's not as if they don't know that it's happening. It is happening. And it's all been sent out to everyone. So hopefully we will be June the 13th is the hearing, and that's the date where we're going to set the trial date, and the judge will give directions of what he wants from us, what he wants from them, and then they'll set the location and the time of the trial, which will be, excuse me, I've still got a cough from my cold, and we knew it had gone. Oh, right, hang on. Right, so if you see some dots coming up now, it's because I'm on this other computer again, right? And to see the message, I have to raise it up. They found your address on the leaflets, and we knew it had gone astray as I put half of one address and half of her alternate address. I was tired. I thought, okay, no way, Tracy. No problem, Tracy. So as long as we knew it had gone astray, but all I'm saying is I've actually got it's come through to me, so they've sent it back to me. Dragons and griffins, I love them. Yeah. So ours is actually called a wyvern, and a wyvern is a two-legged dragon, right? And it is to protect us, and it protects us. Just to let you know, I've just read that on the screen because someone said something about that. It's a bit weird, I know, but there you go. So the case on your behalf and our behalf and the English Constitution Party's behalf and the candidates' behalf and the voters' behalf is now in there, right? So where everyone else has allowed these frauds to continue, we're not doing that, all right? So all I'm saying to you at the end of the day is we are pursuing it. And there we have John Harding. Hello, John Harding. How you doing, son? I know you ain't been out jogging, but keep hanging on in there. My dad went to hospital the other day. He had something wrong with his stomach. They kept him in and then let him out. They done a load of heart checks and said, your heart is very good, very, very, very sound. So I hope to get him to 100. There we go. Weather manipulation, net zero, scam. Evening, Fussell Films, good video. Yeah, it was a good video. I was well pleased with Fussell Films' video. See, all things like that are really helpful because it will make people look and listen. So that's now a pinned tweet. So if anyone wants to go and have a look at our tweet, our pinned tweet, I'm going to cross over it and have a quick look at it and see if I can find it on there. Be on my profile. Hopefully it is uploaded rather than I think it was uploaded. Copy link. So it's had 50 retweets so far. So what I'll do is cross back over to here, put it on there, and if everyone can retweet that, it would be really good. So everything is moving forward as it should be. And then I'm on LSB Productions, and don't forget there's some dates of things. Hopefully this all on our website, I believe. Well, it is. If you go on to the website, you'll see events, etc. on there. Looks like I'm going to Northern Ireland on the 28th of June to do a seminar, and there's something else coming up before then, which I'll be doing as well. And then we're going to get stuck into a few things. But so on what happened when I got back, so I flew in from Portugal, landed at Manchester, because that was the original flights, because I left my car in Manchester, and then brought it back because I had to go to the High Court on the other little mini excursion I had to do during it for 3 days. So then Paul, very helpful, picked me up, took me to Southport, where I did an interview with Bannerman, and I'm hoping that's up. As soon as anyone sees it come up on Bannerman's YouTube channel, let me know and tell me what you thought of it. And then I left there, went to have some fish and chips. I was starving. I quite like Southport, to be honest with you. Really lovely old buildings, except for there's a weird thing. Tracy will tell you what it's called. I thought that was a bit odd having one of them there. It was a bit strange. And then we went from there, dropped me back off at Mark and Michelle's, where I eventually got some sleep again and was doing different bits and pieces on the computer and then checking things, etc. And then today I left at 11:15 in Manchester on a train, back to London, back to the Elizabeth line, back to here. When I was back indoors by about 4 o'clock, I think it was. I can't remember what time exactly. Let me have a look and see what time it was. 20 to 4 I got in. So I left at 11:15 Manchester, and I actually walked through the door and put a message on there to Mark at 15:41. And it's not so tiring when you're on the train. You just sit there. I was just reading, believe it or not, and doing different bits on the train, which was quite handy. Let me have a look and see anything else. Check your spam folder. Kind regards. What that one is. It's just come up. Yeah, if anyone is joined the party, check your spam folder, because you are getting. It looks like you are getting emails, but they're going into your spam folder. I've got to speak to Steve to find out if there's anything we can do to tell the system this is not spam, or because it looks like they're targeting us in some way. And again, that you have to be very careful of that. Let me have a look and see if there's anything else coming up. I'll look at that later. I haven't seen it yet, but I will go and have a look at it. But we have been truly stitched up with the Chagos Islands. And again, people should be looking at in all of what we used to call dominions of England, their constitutional rights and prior to the Acts of Union. It's the British that's took all of your rights away from you by putting literally a legal fiction stuck on your head that tells everyone they're British. They're not British. They're English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish, and the other nationalities. But dominions were separate. They were not. Whilst appeals and common law stuff come back to England as the highest court in the land, they were independently run, unlike what the British was doing, which was imposing what they wanted on the local communities, even if they were English, which is what caused the rift and obviously the War of Independence with the American English colonies largely. What do you know about Bulwick Islands, DD? Balwick Islands or Balwick Islands. Don't know too much about the Falklands Islands. Will be next, and Gibraltar. Richard of Sudbury, DD. All of these data breaches. Do you think they will pull the power as they stop the virus? They're going to do something strange. They will. Listen, they're coming under a lot of pressure, but there's elements to this that I've started to think some of it is a bit psyopy, and listening to other people. All right, you sent me another video. I'll have a look. I'll keep phrasing all yesterday as well. Well, this is actually going out through my normal transmission process, which normally works okay. So hopefully everything is fine. Don't forget to come and follow me on English Exit on Twitter, because this is quite an important. There's some important stuff coming out. We need to get as much help as possible. What else am I going to say to you? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel on Rumble and on YouTube and wherever else you are, on Twitter. Follow me, subscribe, because that's really helpful. And the other thing that I will say to you is, if you're watching me on Rumble now, don't forget to share, right? Because sharing is caring. Other than that, I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful bank holiday Monday. Mine was taken up with travelling back to this shithole called London, which it's just not England anymore. And then I've looked and seen live all the images coming in of Liverpool. It looks like, and again, this appears to be some sort of live action going on at the moment. So if there's anyone in the chat that seems to know what's going on, anyone from Liverpool, anyone there watching it, etc., it looks like a car has drove into the crowd, and the crowd it looks like they've stopped the car. And obviously the police are trying to control the crowd. I see some broken windows, etc. I see people on the ground that had been run over by the car. So if there's anyone who's got any more information on that, let us know. But it does look like a car has driven into the crowd in Liverpool. Obviously, I think Liverpool won the league. Not that I'm into football in any way or form, but obviously the Liverpudlians, the Scousers, are all out in force. And you can see what's gone on. Be Raw, Billy Ocean, Green's Daddy Dragon, and fellow constitutionalists. Hello, Billy Ocean. Andrew 108, Liverpool. Yeah, I've been following it. They claim a white British man, 50 few, I believe. Oh, really? John Espinal, so correct. But do you know why and how they are doing it? Because they're actually a big part of this game. I don't know what's going on with that one. English Constitution Society Facebook page. Yeah, don't forget, people, we did have a reasonably large following on Facebook that was being run by Lord Pett, and unfortunately Lord Pett, Tom Pett, has died. He died some time ago. I went to his funeral with Sarah and some others from the English Constitution Society and Party. And unfortunately, he passed away, and we haven't got access to that account. So if anyone knows, I think it was John, can't remember his name now. John Lawrence knew him. But if John Lawrence knows his family, it would be helpful if his family, if they've got access to his account, can make one of us an administrator on the account. And at least we can keep the page going. In his memory, as just as much as to assist the party. Real Colin White, sorry for the links, Graham. Important YouTube watch. The problem I've got doing that is it interferes with the show. Dave Covey, that footage reminded me of the two corporals getting lynched in Belfast in '88. Dave Covey. I often think about that incident, I remember watching it, and what happened to them, and all the coverage from the helicopter of them showing what they was doing to him. Except when they took him away in the black taxis. But there was something else I watched today. It was really good, and it was all about Scotland. Let me see if I can go and find it for you. I'll tell you what, because it's definitely worth a watch. This is, when you look at real history. Where is it? I wonder if I can pull it up on there. I can't. How can I go and find that? YouTube. Let's see if I can go and find my history channel. There it is. And again, Andy the Gabby Cabby, let's give us a shout out. I'll be back on there shortly. I don't know when, but I will be back on there. I'm going to put this out there as well. Great video on Scotland. People should watch that. You get an understanding of real history. Everyone keeps saying to me, "I've got a tan. Look, I've gone all funny coloured brown." Have a look at that. Look, brown. Sunbathing, by the way. It was sitting in a very cheap bar, which I absolutely loved. English Constitution Pie, YouTube. It's strange, isn't it? Oh, right, I've got that coming up on the actual screen. Thanks, Colin. I will check it out. So, obviously, there's some major incidents happening. Don't forget to like tonight, because we've got to get our numbers back up. We've got 231. I know I've been away and it's been a bit interactive. I'm going to find some stuff out to see if I can use my mobile Starlink anywhere without getting extra charges. I think I can. I've got to find out if it's right or not. So I will find out. In fact, I'm gonna look it up tonight and make sure I can, and then I'll be taking. If I can use it elsewhere, it means I can use it like an office, and I won't have any interference with the situation we've got at the moment. You look healthy from that boat trip. Very good. Thank you. Grasshopper, you get a better tan when you're high-fat carnivore. Okay, I'll try to be a high-fat carnivore, shall I? I'm already a fat carnivore. I've got to go back on my fast for a little while, and then I'll be munching stuff again. I'll probably do another 3-week fast to get my weight back down, just a touch. I've got a target weight that I want to get to, and I'll be getting there. But anyone want to say anything about what's gone on in Liverpool? Because that is quite an important thing. We need 500 more grams. Yeah, we do need 500 more grams. I like that too, Richard and Sudbury. Couldn't afford to sit in any bar in this rip-off country. No, you couldn't. And I've got to tell you something. When a bottle of wine, which I forgot to bring the Portuguese wine back with me, a bottle of wine is €1. This is out of a supermarket. Really lovely wine. Bottle of wine. €1.40, I think it was. And like a pint of Superbock, which is strong lager, right? If you have a few of them, you know if you had a few, right? Freezing cold draft. And I think at one place we went to, which was the cheapest place we went to, was €1.50 a pint, €1.50. I don't know how much that is, about £1.20. But we was like not in the touristy bits. We always went to, and we had the proper. What I loved about it was you had all the different nationalities in the bar, all talking to each other, speaking English, by the way, and they respected the Englishness, and they understood straight away when we started saying, "I'm not British, I'm English." And there was a German, sounds like a joke now, an Englishman, a German, Portuguese, another Englishman. Welsh lady was out there with us, so it was good, and 2 lovely little kids, by the way, God bless them. Really, and then I went out on this, but listen, Captain Tim is fine, all right? He's a great person, right? He says, come out with us to the caves. I said, how far it is? He said, about 10 kilometres that way, out at sea and turn left, right? And this is like a, what's it called? There's a special name for them. There's not many of them about, but it's a jet ski boat, right? So you have the two can sit on the actual boat on the jet ski part, and then there's a boat that goes around it, and you've got a seat at the front and then a free seat at the back, right? Well, because there was Tim, Gemma, her two children, who, again, there was a birthday, Enid's birthday, which I sung her happy birthday. Let's just listen to this, right? So they're sitting there. So I'm on the front. So I'm sitting on the front, but every time he's hit a wave, right, in this jet ski thing, it's gone bang. Don't forget, so I've had the actual discs taken out on my back, right? So there's no shock absorber. And then when you hit back down and the boat's hitting you, I'm like, ah, and then I was sort of screaming. Use some choice words, which I sort of apologise for, right? And then I had to lean across, put my knee down and my hand down to try and get some shock absorber in it. But yeah, Tim found it highly amusing. And then he slowed the boat down, which was fantastic. The problem with that is when the other boats come in the other way and their bow waves hit the dinghy, the wave, freezing cold water, comes straight in. And that's why you see me bailing out the dinghy, right? So it was quite funny. By the way, we all had life jackets on, even though we was at sea. And one of the kids even got off the boat and was swimming with the fishes, which was lovely to see. And then we pulled back and went on the beach, stood on the beach and walked about. It's a bit more awkward. And I went for a swim. Not much of one, but I went for a tiny little swim, splashed about. You don't like the custom and integration will impound it. Why do you think Skylink would be, immigration would be impounded? Why would they impound? Oh, you mean in case they impound it? Yeah. Well, I've got two here. So I've got the mobile, which is over there at the moment. I want to see if it works. You was his entertainment that day. You're not kidding me, right? He was laughing, and I can't remember something was happening. It was fucking painful, right? And he was laughing, and then I looked at him, and he went, "Fucking hell! I just got a death stare from DD." I was like, when you think, "Fucking laugh one more time, you're going in," right? It was one of them. And then Gemma was making me laugh, right? Because when the kids was doing things, I'm just telling you this because it was funny, right? And Gemma was doing all these things with the kids and everything, and I was going, yeah, just as you do, be careful, right? I think as you get older, you have a lot more. Any kid, right? You can see more, and I think it's almost a granddad thing, right? You just don't want to see a kid get hurt, right? And cut a long story short, then Gemma and Tim started taking the piss out of my accent, right? I said, "Why is it everything that you say sounds like a threat?" And I went, "What?" And then Gemma, who's Welsh, right? Actually, she's English, just to annoy everyone, right? She's English, but she got brought up in Wales. She speaks like a Welsh lady, right? But she's English. She wasn't like that. She was born in Chester, right? So anyway, cut a long story short, she said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, when you say," but she was taking me off, right? And I was laughing, and she was going, "Yeah, like you don't say, you say when you say like be careful, it's like be careful." I was laughing. I said, "I don't sound like that." She said, "You do." And she said, "When you say these different things," she said, she said, and then Tim said, "You sound like someone off of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels." I was like, turn it in. Right. They were taking the mick out of me, people. Tell them not to. No, I don't mind it because I love accents, right? And when people take off the accent, it makes me laugh. Do you remember who was it? Green Torino. Anyone remember Green Torino? I love him. He's from Southern Ireland, a proper little fighter, wasn't he? Coach fighter. And he used to go on Patriot Soapbox and all that. But me and him used to get on it and we'd do a show. and he go, "All right, governor, how you doing?" But because he's Southern Irish and he takes off the accent, but I love accents. I think accents are our diversity, right? That's the key to this. It's absolutely key, and I'm not talking about what the European Union refer to and the British refer to as regional unions, regional accents. That's bullshit, right? They are county accents and shire accents, and in some cases, you've got villages. Lee is a prime example with Michelle. She comes from Lee, which is just outside Manchester. Mark has got more of a Manchester accent, although it's not that you can't tell so much. And then you've got other people that sound more like a Scouser. And then the further north you go up into Lancashire, you lose the Scousey bit. Do you know what I mean? It's really strange, it is. But they've all got their slight dialects. And again, Lee, when I used to sit in the kitchen and listen to Michelle, and I think I told you before, and I said to her, "You're not from Manchester, are you? But you sound like you are from Lancashire." And she went, "Yeah, no." She said, "I've got a different accent. My accent is from Lee, which is an area, and we sound different to everyone else." And I just think that's fantastic. That is our diversity. We don't need blood clot. We don't need all that. Trust me, we've got our own. Even in Middlesex, man, so everyone out there, and don't forget, I absolutely adore English accents. If I ever mimic your accent, there used to be a saying about people taking you off, and it is the ultimate form of flattery if they try and imitate you. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. And that is genuine, in my opinion. So I love it, and especially when people get the accents perfectly. Hello, Richard from Sudbury. Banks are rolling back in lockstep. There's a lot going on. Even my ex-wife contacted me today and said, "Can you buy me some gold?" I was like, "Really? Why do you want to buy some gold?" I said, "You might want to buy some silver as well." And she was, yeah. Well, just see if you can sort it out for me. I said, "All right then." There you go. Anyone see Blue Peter is now Gangster Peter? No? What's the gangster about? I love the accents of our islands. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. And again, even the Scottish accents. I mean, Glaswegian is hard to follow if you just stop up there and they go, nah, it's like, and it's a bit like a Scouser. Scousers are very similar to Londoners, probably because it's a big city. Birmingham is, Birmingham was our second city, always known as England's second city, and I think that's why it's been heavily targeted to remove people. I'm a bugger for picking up people's accents and mimicking, laugh at that. No, exactly. It's a good thing, by the way. It's a sign of intelligence when you pick up accents. Because if you can pick up an accent and a dialect almost instantly, right? I'll never forget when I went up and stayed in Bradford with Anthony and Andy, and we was in the car, and I'd only been up there 3 days, and then I was driving around a particular corner. This is quite funny, and I'll come out with this almost perfect Yorkshire accent, right? And I said, "Get that fucking one out of our way," and then I started giving it, but in a Yorkshire accent, and them two was in fits. They went, "That was perfect. That was it was even the right lingo," right? Do you know what I mean? It weren't, because they kept saying to me, "What the fuck is a lorry?" I went, "Oh, what do you call them?" He went, "It's a wagon." "All right, okay, it's a wagon, is it?" But I just think, "Oh, that's fantastic." You got, and again, so getting back to the Scots, you got an Edinburgh accent, you've got an Aberdeen accent, you've got a Highlands accent, you've got a Lowlands accent, you've got a Glaswegian accent. They're all slightly different accents, but there's still a Scottish accent. And that video that I put out, which I'll put out again, this is a proper historian, right? who's got no reason to lie to anyone. If you want to know the true, what part of the true history of Scotland, there it is, right? Some of the Scots won't like it, basically. But I've seen a few of his before about English history and Scottish history and Irish history. And there's some bits on there that people need to know. Scotty Red Pill. DD, as a born and bred Brummie, I do not wish you and many others could pronounce Birmingham properly. Not like a Birmingham, not like Birmingham. Listen, Birmingham, right? Birmingham, right? But this is funny, right? I was actually in Greenwich, right, and not far from the Cutty Sark, and I had an American couple walk up to me, and they said, "Excuse me, sir." That's my accent at the moment for the Americans, right? And I went, "Yeah." or as Jimmy would say, "Yeah." Right? And they went, "Can you tell me where Greenwich is?" I said, "You're looking for a green witch." You know when you're just not used to it, right? And they're looking at me and they said, "No, it's a place. It's famous." I said, "Oh, Greenwich." And they went, "Greenwich." And I went, "Yeah, Greenwich." And they was like, "Okay." Right? And then I've said, "What are you looking for?" And they said, "The Cutty Sark." I said, "It's down there." And I said, "You're in Greenwich. Greenwich is a borough. It's a royal borough. The whole place is Greenwich, right? The whole borough is Greenwich. But this is the town centre of Greenwich and the Cutty Sark's over there." And they went, "Thank you, sir." That was it. Off they toffied. But I do some funny things like when I'm out. Anyway. Let's have a look. Gloucester is a beauty. Gloucester. Is that how they say it? It's got red pill. By the way, your accent is brilliant, dear. I have a mate who speaks just like you. Yeah, someone else said to me recently, I went, because I was trying to explain to Tim, right? I said, because you're like a northerner, right? So we obviously understand there's a difference between the south and the north accent, right? But it's keying into the different areas, right? And I love Newcastle and County Durham. The accents up there are just absolutely superb, right? And we was talking about accents, and he went, "Yeah, but you've got a London accent." I said, "No, I've got a South London accent." I said, "If you was to speak to, like, there's a friend of mine called Janet, who comes from the East End, lived there all her life. You know, she grew up there as a baby all the way through. And funny, her mum lives literally. Do you remember the song on Mother Kelly's Doorstep? Right, her mum lives to this day in Paradise Row. Right, so you sing the song, Mother Kelly's Doorstep, down Paradise Row. Right, that old song. It literally is that area. But just to make sure you're aware of this, so a couple of our members, Jim comes from the East End, Colin and Jane come from the East End. When I listen to them, I know that they come from East London. Who's the other lady? West Ham United in our audience. I listen to them and I know they're from the East End. They pronounce the word slightly differently. South Londoners, this is where they take the piss out of us. They go, "Oh, he's from South London," right? Because we basically drop our H's. So we don't say hello, we say hello, right? And we don't say water, we don't pronounce our T's, we say water. Can you all see me again? Evening, Luke, Juicy, 232. Can you all still see and hear me, by the way? Let me make sure that I'm running and it's not going to... let me see if I can do it slow. And that means people can get an image of me now. Look, yeah, let me put this over like that. What's this? I'll do the smile, right? And someone can take a screenshot. Right, there you go. You've got the screenshot. And we can put that screenshot out to everyone. Someone's got to do a screenshot of that. 5B5 so you can see me. Yes, can now, DD. So I don't know what went on there. But I think we're being messed about with. I think it might be a bit more difficult for them to attack us via the Starlink, which is why I've got to get the other Starlink looked at. That's it. Anyway, I'm not going to stay live for much longer because I am doing an interview with our friend Chris. And don't forget, I did want to tell you this, on our website, I don't know if I want to touch this in case it goes pear-shaped. Not the dashboard. Let's go to www.english. Constitution Party.com. We need to start putting this up on the other website as well. And hopefully everyone will see this. So I'm going to cross over to this and share on the screen the English Constitution Party. Right, so there it is there, the English Constitution Party. Can you see the new website? So it's got policies, manifesto, and it says our manifesto is the English Constitution. Learn more. Your rights, get involved, support us. And again, there's a forbidden word, etc. Our supporters, and we've got different people on there. Let me, you can become a member, click on that button. But news and events, right? So if you click on the actual news and events, it should take you to news and events, and then you've got Runcorn and Helsby, reissued and served. I still can't see the other one that was on there. Graham Moore, 20 election petition challenges Runcorn by-election results. Catch up with the leader of the party. So it's not on the actual screen, which is the one that was about tonight, which is the 13th of June. Again, we've got support Charlie in his case there. We've got the Thetford Truth one, and we've got the Rise Above Radio Live. So let me click into both of these, and you'll see this. Thetford Truth and Freedom Festival, Friday the 18th of July at 11 a.m. to the 19th of July at 11:55 p.m. Angel in Larlin. And I'm going to that one. All right, so I think I am the first person on. Real Al, so if anyone wants to go to that and buy me a beer, they certainly can. I'll have no objections whatsoever to that. And, because it's Real Al, don't get me lagging though. And then I've got this one, Rise Above Radio Live in the Flesh, Park Dukes, and that's Bigger, Badder and Better Bank Holiday Hotel Weekender. Right, so any ladies wearing a green bracelet, it means you're single, right? And I'll be wearing about 10 of them. I'm going to have them as little earrings as well, little green bands as earring. I'll have a green band around my head, a green band on that wrist, and a green band on that wrist, and a green band everywhere, except one place. Bigger, Badder and Better Bank Holiday Hotel Weekender, Friday. The 22nd, Saturday the 23rd, and Sunday the 24th of August. I'll be going down there for that one. We're going to set up a full seminar, so there's going to be a few people there. I don't know who or what they are, but someone's talking about mushrooms, and then we're going to go from there. So I don't know what days that's on, but I think I'm on Saturday. I'm not sure. but I'll be going for a few beers. Live podcast, and I think Juicy and Lucy are going there to help us set up as well. So we'll set all the stuff up, put it in the car, and then we'll be off doing the rest of them. But don't forget, I want people, if you can arrange to have somewhere to go to do one of these seminars, etc. They're really important for getting the word out, and the state does not like it. Right. So again, let me have a look. Hopefully, you've been seeing all of it. Have you been seeing all of it? Let me make sure. So the Thetford one is this one. Share this tab instead. So if you go and click on that one, you can see it. Thetford Truth and Freedom, 18th of July, 11 a.m. till Saturday the 19th. So it's a 3-day event, that one. And it'll be fantastic. Thetford Truth and Freedom event. So again, this is really important because this is LSB Productions, Mark Taylor and Chris and all them people are going to be there. I think they're a fantastic group, right? So again, everyone, if you want to come along to that event, it's there. We've got to start advertising these. There's another big one coming up in Northern Ireland, right? Which I believe is the 28th of June. So again, and that particular one, I think Charlie's coming out there with us. And hopefully, if we can, I've got to go and have a conversation and do some other stuff as well, which I won't mention at the moment. But this one as well, so I'm going to share that tab. Rise Above Radio. So this is, you can gain access to all of this from our website, right? So on the screen there, you can see it. Friday the 22nd, Saturday the 23rd, Sunday the 24th of August. And we're considering at some stage we might even try and do one ourselves if you want to. I mean, we are aiming to try and do one in August ourselves, right? But this one in particular, I'm not sure if this covers the bank holiday. If it does, but we are definitely doing one ourselves. And what we want to try and do is an English Constitution Society one, as well as an English Constitution Party one. And that's where we all get together. But you need to give us ideas. It's got to be done really in a city where everyone can get to. So it's got to have some form of transport. People have got to be able to afford to get there. And we can be a bit chilled out and then have a little event there. But we'll do it in the name of the English Constitution Society and book it. And there it is, right? So again, I'm going to go back to our main page. Share this in tab instead. So you can see all this stuff on there. And again, if I go back to our homepage, which I'm hoping is going to come up on the screen, you will see the English Constitution Party, Make England Great Again, our hats, etc. The English Constitution Party promises to represent you, the English men and women, and protect the rights given to you under the English Constitution. That's it. Remember, we are a brand, and the brand is England. And our manifesto as a constitution party is the Constitution. We don't have whips. We represent constituents and air your grievances to Parliament and the Crown, which is exactly what we should be doing. Right. So again, I'm going to stop sharing that link, go back to my main screen. Did everyone see all that? Just to make sure you see it all, right? So now I'm going to say good night, God bless. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Let me see how many likes we've got up out there. I'm not even sure if this is still live. I think it is. It's only telling me that we've got 15 likes on it, which I know that we've got a lot more than that. But we're coming up to that. Tell me how many likes we've got. Anyone out there, tell me how many likes we've got. Don't forget to share the YouTube channel. Don't forget to share the Locals channel. Don't forget to share the Rumble channel. The Rumble channel is most important. It's the one the British are attacking, and they want to take it down. I mean Rumble itself, right? And they're also attacking us in the ether. So don't forget, people, everyone out there, I love you all to bits. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to give us as much of this money back as possible. Otherwise, I'm going to go and have to get a loan to cover our costs, which I don't really want to do. but it looks like I'm going to have to be doing it unless we get enough money coming in, right? And I know everyone's skint, right? But please don't think, well, I'll wait and see if he wins and then I'll pay into it, because that's bollocks, right? Because at the end of the day, we won't be doing anything, because this is literally, we need to just hit it. So my bank account details, you can go and find them, by the way, at the Daily Dragon channel. Let me see if I can bring it up, because it's more to do with this channel. If you see on there, what you will see, let me see if I can share this with you. All right, Daily Dragon channel, share. All right, so what you're seeing there is the full English show, Daily Dragon, independence leaflets, everything's on there. There's me dressed as St. George. Support the channel, right? And there it is there. There's my details. And you can literally, so let me go and put that in the message, right? And put money into that account. That helps out. I mean, I'm English, not British. Yeah, well done. Anyone who's donated, thank you. I am really grateful. I just watched the Liverpool attack. It's dreadful. Yeah, I know it is. I know it is. I hope no job. Get all good. I hope to have a new job soon if I get all good. Fossil Films. Hopefully you do get a new job. I mean, if they paid me for, when we win cases, if they paid me for all the work that I've put into this, and that's the point of it, really. They're just taking a piss out of us. And it's bad. You should have had my donation through DD. Adam H.E., I did get your donation. I'm very grateful. Like I say, there are donations coming in for this. And remember, this is about us claiming our rights, and we need help to do that. In Northern DD, third way. What's the group in Northern Ireland, DD? Third way. The group in Northern Ireland, I won't go into detail about it yet, but I will be talking about it soon, and you will be pleased. But it's another independence group, completely independent Northern Ireland. But there's more to it than that, which you're going to find out soon. Under legal aid, I do feel bad for you that not everyone helps donate. So I don't think that bad of people who can't afford it. Listen, a lot of our people are pensioners. A lot of them are disabled, and some of them people on quite strict, well, they're not quite strict, they're the worst pensions in Europe, and disabled people have donated, and they're struggling, and they've donated. So it's a bit of a difficult one, really. But not to worry. Listen, we're growing. What we really want you to do is grow this on social media. You're the people getting this message out there, and the more that people see us, the better, right? That's the end of this show. I am going to say good night, God bless to everyone, and I am going to say this to everyone: don't forget what I believe in. The Constitution is the solution. I'm back. Hopefully we'll be doing a show every night. You're going to get updates if anything happens, and I will be talking about different things. Again, thank you for everyone for being patient while I was out there doing different bits. But don't forget, I did come back and interrupt it all and do it all. And we had a delay on the boat coming out as well. So I will be going back out there to help him. I've got to do a little bit of work on the boat. I love that boat. I've got to do it. It's so nuts. If I ever won the lottery, I would never buy a brand new boat or give any tax to the government. I would buy a motor sailing yacht, suitable with 2 big cabins minimum, a galley, under sail where you can just go bosh. And one of the things that people don't realise is in Portugal you can literally lob your anchor out and you don't get chance any rent. You can come in, get your food, go back, walk about, do what you want to do. You can come in every day. You can use the facilities. You can do all sorts of stuff, right? If you're just anchored, you don't get. There's no mooring fees, nothing, right? The only country in the world, which I think we need to add to one of our policies, is to remove mooring fees because lots of the other gentlemen throughout Europe that I was talking to, and they said, we can't come to England because you charge us just to drop an anchor and the money goes to the Crown. We don't want to give it to them, right? So I think that's disgusting. That's it. I want a canal barge. You can't escape in a canal barge, son. Good night and God bless. That's it. Anyway, I'm off. Tiddly-poo, au revoir. And I will see you all tomorrow night. And I'll give you any more updates. I'll let you know what we're doing. Don't forget to keep emailing people to get us on the show and talk about this, because it's really important. It could bring down the government if they realise there is systematic fraud in our elections.